Hello everyone, it's 3/16/2025, day after the Ides of March. It's about a week until we run into spring, or spring officially, and we more or less have the greenhouse ready for anything at this point. I think we've got just about anything you can think of working in here. So I figured it would be a good idea for me and Paige to walk around, show you everything we've got going in here, how we've got all the passive heating and cooling systems working. This is the great big off-grid, recycled, upcycled, however you want to call it, greenhouse. So let's start by going outside and showing you everything around there.
Okay.
Upcycle door for $5. Still does that noise. I hate it. All right. So it got some off. Went ahead and painted everything on here, and it's doing pretty well with this little color. Went ahead and added this little weather station on top of it. It's meant to run off the greenhouse's power supply, but it doesn't seem to like using a 5-volt input line, so I'm probably going to have to redo it. But, you know, that'll be a minor thing. It just means I have to get up there every once in a while and replace the batteries. So, I'm not too worried about it. Right. This thing has been staying pretty warm. I've got about 400 volts of solar going into it, which seem to be feeding it really well. And we had a windstorm the other day, and these both were knocked flat, but I have them on hinges, so they're designed to do that. The dog is chilling out here. Alright, I've got the input from the sump pump going out under here, under here, under here, next to the strawberry planters, which, by the way, use the runoff from the greenhouse in order to, you know, irrigate themselves, since there's a little bit of dew in the morning and they don't need much. Going over the solar panels. Where we have the output line, I am growing a couple of pawpaw seeds, and we've got a couple of some watercress going, which should do pretty well. Over here you can see where I have the input going. This used to be a 2-part door, and I'm just using the main hole on it like we would have a door stopper, or the doorknob, yeah, that's the word. That's just where we have the input going. So that goes pretty well. Here's the firewood shelter. I need to build a little cover for it, but that's really a one-weekend job. I'm not really worried about it anymore. This is a 1-cord firewood holder. It's about 3 foot by 8 foot by 8 foot, and it served us pretty well all winter. Ignore the fact that that's the only side that isn't painted, by the way. There's a couple of holes and stuff like that in there. All the lights around it are solar powered, and you don't really need to worry about having them be on timers or anything like that. They're just cheap $20 string lights that you can get off anywhere. Over here we have the mushroom cultivator, which I think will probably get started here in another week or so. Yeah. It's really simple. It's just a bunch of holes about every about every 8 inches or so?
Yeah.
Put in a diamond pattern. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
We'll have to drain some of the water out of there before we cook the straw to
make sure that there's no stray fungus in there, yeah. But overall, I think it'll go pretty well.
Yeah.
Another rain barrel setup over here. I've got these, this is another door we found for free. It has a little doggy door on here. And the whole thing has been designed so that way you can open up a lot of these windows will open up. Like, let me open it up on that side. Ignore, there's just a pile of tools in here constantly. Ignore that. Alright. So we have like a little farm shop stand over here. And if need be, we can always just throw whatever, you know, sell produce or move all that around. But really what's useful about this is it's another door that opens up. And that way we can let the wind go through the area to cool it off. Because I was very concerned about this place overheating in the middle of summer. But we did quite a few things in order to make sure that this would stay hot in the winter and cool in the summer. For starters, we've got some insulation over here. I'm just going to be gradually adding this over the course of the next year. As soon as I can get a couple of some OSB board to put over it. Then I'll paint it all black and put shelving up it. For this area right here, this is where the tomatoes are going to go, so I'm going to do this part first, so that way I can use some of my extra board here from the pergola outside in order to build like a tomato climber up there. Also, we've got the the I call it the owl flap, which is pretty simple. Oh. Fiberglass insulation out of the way. And all you gotta do on it is, I forgot that I had it locked on the other side. So let me go and show that off. Alright, come on. There it goes. Alright, and that will let all the hot air out. Thank you for getting that page. It's a really simple way of cooling off the greenhouse. Another way we had this planned out is this tree over here will only provide shade. This is a giant 90-foot tall pecan tree. It's deciduous, so it will only provide some shade during the late spring to mid-autumn. So that means that it will naturally shade everything out during that time of year. Dog, get out from under the solar panels. Anyway, let's show off another couple of things we have around here. This water barrel. Water is a really easy way of stabilizing temperatures as a thermal mass. So I took a water barrel, threw it in the back corner over here, and I have this calculated out so that way it can only heat this water barrel, because the sun's gonna become more upright as time goes on, and it won't have these long rays that reach all the way back here. So this rain barrel should only get solar energy during the colder parts of the year, which is good because I have it painted black and it should absorb a lot of energy. I painted the floor black too, but you can't really tell, it's covered in dirt right now, but I show you it adds a little bit. And when I add more OSB over the end of this, I'm going to make sure that that's all painted dark color too, so that way the back wall will receive even more thermal energy. Alright, what else have we done? I've got my lights in here if I need to keep more ducks in here in the future, which that should go pretty well.
What about the plants you got?
Oh, the plants. We've got a lot of mostly peppers and tomato starts over there. We got the cherry tomatoes over there. Over here we've got some mustard growing, which I'm going to go put around the grapevines later. Some basil, some St. John's wort. That's called wart, but that's fine. I didn't write it. Someone else did. It wasn't me. It wasn't you.
So the dog.
It must have been the dog. Alright. Some apples sports over here too, with a little bone coming out of it. Don't worry about that. Over here we've got 2 kumquat plants, a fig, 2 pomegranates. We do have some tea plants, but they're not looking too good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think they did well this year. And, you know, just a couple of other odds and ends. This is the interesting part. There are no guides on how to do this. I might do a whole separate video on this. Oh, ignore this. This is my little weather station thing. It shows it's currently 77 in here. And as soon as I replace the batteries up there, I'll start communicating up there. I've gotten it to above 50 degrees in here on a sunny day compared to outside. But, you know, getting it to be that temperature is one thing. Getting it to stay that temperature is another thing. So, you know, it's always a work in progress around here. That's why the insulation, the water thermal mass will help. Anyway, this is the giant electrical system. This is the most over-designed piece of nonsense I've ever built. I am quite serious about this. However, it's very simple. This is a 400-volt mobile solar power station that is designed to only use energy thanks to whenever I have enough voltage in the battery. And we planned this out a very clever way. This is something called a voltage detecting relay. How it works is whenever you have it on this setting, whenever the voltage is higher than whatever your setting is on here, in this case I have it just above 13 volts. This is very finicky though, not exact, so FYI on it. Just make sure you have it on this setting, above 13 volts. You can lower it if you want to, or have it be higher. Say if I bring it up here, above to 15 volts, it'll auto turn off. If I bring it over to like 11 volts or 10 volts, it will stay on basically no matter what. Since this battery is at its highest output at 14.4 volts. So we're gonna go ahead and leave it about there right now. Fuse box. I have a giant power inverter here that can power my car if need be, or power more heaters or what have you, if in the event of an emergency. We could power pretty much anything in the house off of this, except for like the HVAC system. Anyway, on to the clever bit. Because we have this this on here, this voltage detecting relay, and it's automatically detecting the power of the giant battery in here. This is about a 3 kilowatt hour 12 volt battery. We have tons of excess power, and you know, we could just go in here and auto turn on the glow lights whenever we need to. But I was wondering about how we could do HVAC systems with it and have it automatically turn on whenever the automatically turn on either a fan to help cool off the area and help the plants get strength. Oh, thank you for getting that. Anyway, the way this is designed to work is it has 2 modes. It has winter mode, which will automatically turn on the heater, and it has summer mode, which will automatically turn on the fan. And all it has to do is whenever this voltage is higher than whatever we set it to be, it will automatically go, I have it on nothing at the moment, but we can have it on winter mode. And if you can hear that, that's this little tiny, like a little car heater. And it won't add that much heat, but even a few degrees is very useful in the wintertime. And it will help use up the excess energy. Because let's be real, this system really just doesn't, I don't really use that much power for all this. Anyway. Yeah, we don't use all that much excess power in here. So whenever it gets cold out, I just have to turn on the auto winter mode. And whenever it gets hot out, I can put it in summer mode. And that will turn on my big 12 to 24 volt fan in here, which will help cool off the area a little bit. And that, let me think, have I done anything else to make this a bit more HVAC friendly? I mean, I put a lot of shelving up here. I've got my auto light going on. Paige, what else did we do to this place to make it more useful?
Other than the panels up there, and the owl flap, the door with the doggy door on it, painted solar, or the painted
rain barrel. Yeah, I think that's about everything we've done.
Different shelving. Some of these windows open.
Oh yeah, some of the windows open. The idea was if we get a good north or southern breeze going through here, it could cool off the entirety of the greenhouse. Something a lot of people forget about is that plants actually do need the wind to build up the strength of their cell walls. Because otherwise, they'll just flop over whenever you bring them outside. So this helps bring up a little bit of strength for them. But, yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
The only other thing I really think of is the composting area, but that's not near our here.
So, yeah. Anyway, this whole system works pretty dang efficiently. So, I'll just turn this on for now. We're in spring, so we don't really need to worry about cold temperatures right now. So I'll just let this go higher.
And this is just the start of our our gardening journey. A lot of things, since the zones have been changing, need to start in early to late April.
Yeah, and having a greenhouse effectively gives you a whole another zone and a half to work with here. So we can start things in here about 3 weeks earlier than usual, and it gives us a nice, it's a good area for us just to come in and put things, put all of our gardening stuff. Like we have shelving for all of our stuff, a lot of our minor tools. It's a good place to store all of our potting mix, stuff like that.
Different various pots.
Yeah.
What have you. But,
yeah, I think that's pretty much everything, so.
If you have some questions about what we should grow here, let us know.
Yeah, and if you have any questions about getting anything set up, like this, I think I'll probably do a whole other video on how to get this working. I'll probably draw a schematic and everything. I think we're pretty good. Alright, well, later everyone.
Bye.